Hey to all you lovely people out there, and welcome to my channel. So I want this to be the first video in a series where I talk about wealth building, working for your retirement, and long-term investing specifically, because that's something I do, that's something that I also like a lot, and I think is one of the best methods for people to grow their own wealth. So I want this to be the first video in that series where I can kind of have people start talking about this topic, because I think it's really, really important. Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about two things. First, I want to talk about why investing is important, why long-term investing is important, and then I want to go over what I want to talk about in this video series. Of course, there will probably be other topics or ideas that I pop up with, but I want to give an overall impression of what I want to talk about, because I think this is really important. I'm really passionate about it. So let's talk about it. So first, why it's important. So the earlier the better, generally, is what can be said about investing or long-term investing. So other than money, time is an incredibly, incredibly important asset that you can utilize when you're investing. So for example, if you put money into stocks or ETFs and you need that money in 6 months or a year, you're more susceptible to market fluctuations. So if the market goes down and stays down for that 6 months, you're kind of out of luck. You can't wait out for that money to go back up or an increase in value. So time is a huge, huge, huge asset. Not only that, over time you can grow your money with things called dividends. If you don't know what those are, don't worry. I'll talk about those later. So time is a huge, huge important asset. So I kind of think of it as like a seed. If you plant your financial seeds, or if you buy stocks, for example, over time it's going to grow, but it needs a lot of time to be able to have your tree kind of come to fruition. So that's one thing. Also, I noticed people don't really talk about this in school, like high school or college. Families don't really talk about it. So I really wanted to get this conversation started because, yeah, again, it seems like something that people kind of hear about but don't really, really dive into. And it's something that can really benefit you in your future. Making money work for you is the best thing that money can do, right? Like if I could go to the store and buy gum for $1 or go to the store and buy $3 with my dollar, I mean, it's pretty obvious what you'd want to do. So I want to explore that with you guys and see what we can come up with. There's a huge changing financial environment we're in right now. Like blockchain is getting very developed, and cryptocurrency is kind of in its infancy still, but that's a whole nother financial world that's happening. So these are really exciting times. So these are a lot of things that we can get into and talk about. So I think that's going to be really, really fun. So I want to emphasize that I think this is especially important for either teenagers or immigrants or expats. And it's important for teenagers because as teenagers, you're at the age where you still have a long, long, long life ahead of you. You have maybe, 60, 70 years, 50 years until retirement. But you're at the age where you can still gain money. So you're at the prime age where you could get those money seeds, so to speak, and plant them and utilize that huge amount of time you have ahead of you. If you play your cards right, you could have a very, very large amount of money just because you played the money game correctly and invested your money, let it sit, and then that compounded to give you like maybe tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars later. So this is a huge financial power that you have that you can grasp if you know what you're looking for. And also, immigrants and expats. So like me, actually, I'm on the JET program. I'm on the 5th year. And investing is incredibly important for expats because as immigrants or expats, we have less opportunities than most people. So most people can invest through their company. They can do things like in America, you can get 401k. That's where your company pays a certain amount. You pay into an account. Your company matches that up to 1%, 4%. So that's essentially free money. Many immigrants or expats don't have that option, so we have to work a little extra hard to be able to get money to work for us. So it's very, very important. We're actually kind of losing out on some opportunities by working abroad. So that's why I want to talk about that too, to try to give expats a little extra advantage in the financial environment. Because, yeah, that's something that people are missing out on a lot. Okay. So next part I want to talk about, second part, I want to talk about what I want to talk about. So there's a lot. There's a lot I want to talk about. Like I said before, the financial environment's changing a lot. So I want to talk about like cryptocurrency, blockchain, things like that. I want to talk about basics to long-term investing. I want to talk about general topics that apply to everyone. I also want to talk about specific topics for expats. It's a little different for people that live abroad or people that live in Japan like me, because again, we don't have 401ks, or it's not as easy to do as someone in America or your home country. So I want to talk about basics to long-term investing, how to do that, how to grow your retirement fund, and things like that. So I want to talk about stocks, ETFs, how to buy stocks, how to get a broker, how to get ETFs, just go through all the basics. So what an ETF is. So if you don't understand something that I'm talking about now, don't worry. I'll go over all of it because I love talking about it. It's really fun. So again, I'll talk about general knowledge concepts like what's an interest rate, what's inflation, how can I grow my money over time, how can I have that money even grow over time, retirement accounts again, and I just basically want to get this conversation going because there's a lot to talk about. And yeah, I think as women, also women aren't quite as into investing as we could be, I think. So I think this is a wonderful opportunity for everyone to at least start thinking about it, maybe bring it up with your family, and just put it in the back of your head. Want to plant that seed that you can use your money now to utilize, to invest, and work for your financial future. So, how are you feeling now? What are your plans? You want to invest for 5 years in the future? Do you want to invest for retirement? Do you want to buy a house? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you around. And let's work on your financial future together. See ya.